Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing the very important Bitcoin halving that a lot of you have been looking forward to. And yeah, I'm just trying to set up my stream right now, just trying to make sure that everything is working perfectly fine. It seems we are ready to go. So, obviously, we only have about 9 days remaining, and the estimated date for the Bitcoin block halving is going to probably happen on the 12th of May. So, what I really want to talk about today is it really that important for Bitcoin to halve? Obviously, this is very important because this is one of the major factors that really differentiates Bitcoin from fiat currency because it doesn't really get to be sort of, inflation, if you know what I mean. This is one of the reasons why the Bitcoin halving is very important because it just really makes it very believable in terms of its future value, because a lot of people understand the tokenomics, and they just really understand how important it is to have an asset that really sort of maintains its value. So right now, let me just check my stream because I want to make sure that the audio is working perfectly fine and you guys can actually hear me. So hold on 1 minute. Because I want to make sure that okay, everything is working perfectly fine. So without further ado, let's look into the charts and let's just talk about a few things here and there. So I just wanted to point out one very devastating factor right over here. I'm sure a lot of you guys really got liquidated. I was in a few bad trades as well because I forgot to put my stop loss, and I ended up being liquidated in one of my fewer or rather lesser positions. So I was very pissed off that this devastating activity right over here happened, and I was like really caught off guard. So I'm not really one of those perfect traders who's like, I'm always winning, I'm always making 100% profits and all that stuff. I was really messed up like right over here. I wasn't really expecting it, but thank God my account wasn't really that big. So this is one of the reasons why I am so grateful. But look at this amazing comeback. A lot of people really got pissed off because they ended up being liquidated for no freaking reason. So anyway, getting back to Bitcoin's tokenomics, right? Obviously, the blockchain halving, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, started in 2012. That was the first, block halving, and then the number of Bitcoins that used to get mined reduced from about 50 all the way to about 25. In 2016, right, we moved from 25 all the way to about 12.5, and then in 2020, this year, we are going to be receiving Bitcoins, I don't know, 6.25 worth of Bitcoins per block, which is going to be sort of solved by the miners. So I don't really know whether you guys do a lot of mining. Yeah, so for all those who are going to be mining, I just want to find out from you if you're really going to continue mining, or is it going to be profitable? So obviously, a lot of people talk about the hash rate and just how it's just going to end up stabilizing, especially after the block halving is going to happen. But the most important thing that I really wanted to talk about is obviously the price. Will the Bitcoin price be majorly affected by this upcoming halving? So a lot of people have been saying that the environment is very different from the previous environment that we used to have. Like in 2012, right, we obviously experienced a major surge in terms of the Bitcoin price because one, there wasn't a lot of liquidity, if you know what I mean, and then we also had like a fewer exchanges, and then very few people knew exactly what was happening, and then there were just like a few players. But this time around, there's a lot of institutional money. There is also a lot of wells. There are a lot of factors that are really going to be sort of preventing the price of Bitcoin to drastically go up high. But in due time, with time, when we talk about the laws of supply and demand, right? Obviously, Bitcoin is bound to go up high regardless of what anybody is going to, do to prevent that from happening because, law of demand and supply. So this is eventually bound to happen, but there's just going to be a little bit of price suppression because obviously institutional traders are really in the game and they really want to benefit off of your your naiveness, if I can put it that way. So this is one of the reasons why we always have to be very careful. We always have to like understand when to trade and when not to trade. And the most important recipe for it, for a successful trader is obviously patience. Can you imagine if I was patient enough, right? If I wasn't really trading through the noise, right? I could have just ended up buying a ton of Bitcoin right over here. But the thing is, we are always in a hurry to make money and we are constantly rushing. So this is one of the reasons why we really end up sort of messing up everything because we are not very patient. And Warren Buffett said, investment is more like taking money from the less patient all the way to the people who are patient. So it's all about practicing patience and it's all about finding those extreme levels of greed or fear. If you can manage to either sell extreme greed and end up buying extreme fear, then you guys are going to be tremendously wealthy because you guys are just going to be like making quite a lot of money. So this is one of the reasons why you definitely have to be very, very patient and just look for those moments when you are supposed to be striking. Okay, so getting back to the chart, right? Obviously, right now, if you didn't really buy right around these areas, right? If you didn't buy like a few weeks ago, right? This is not really the best time to buy. Of course, you can end up buying right now, right? But you always have to understand that there is a higher probability of the price slightly dropping down because obviously buy the rumor, sell the news. And right now, we only have about 9 more days. So obviously, the price of Bitcoin right now is a little bit overinflated. It is obviously going to have like some sort of pullback, and then some other people are going to jump in. So this is one of the reasons why, if you didn't really get to like buy around these low levels, just wait it out and just chill, relax. Your time is going to come. You're going to have like plenty of moments where you're going to be able to like buy Bitcoin at a very decent price. So this is one of the reasons why it's very good to be very, very patient. And if you take a look at 2012, right? 2012 July, somewhere there, right? We obviously experienced a moment where the price of Bitcoin did dip, like way after the halving, and then there was like some opportunity for people to like get in. So this is one of the reasons why you guys always have to practice patience, and you can always buy it when it drops all the way to the 20 weekly moving average, and you guys are just going to end up doing tremendously well. So yeah, what's up, Jesus? How are you doing? It's been a while. It's good to have you here. You are a loyal subscriber because every time I have a stream, you are always here. So it's good to see your lovely face, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. So anyhow, the other things that I really wanted to talk about in terms of the Bitcoin halving is this time around, obviously the prices are not really going to end up doing tremendously well. Maybe we might just end up moving about 500% from the previous all-time high. The previous all-time high still lies at 19,800, right? So obviously if you get to multiply that by a factor of about 3 or 4, then we are obviously looking at the price of Bitcoin being, well, between 50,000 all the way to about 150,000, if you know what I mean. This is obviously like during the next bull run. And when it comes to halving, right, obviously the price of Bitcoin, according to the past two previous halvings, right, it has done tremendously well, especially between 1 year, or rather between the halving and in a span of about a year. So this is one of the reasons why we are supposed to be aligning ourselves and just striking in terms of finding the perfect trades. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be waiting for the people who are, or rather the people who ended up doing tremendously well in terms of getting to buy the bottom. I'm just going to wait for them to sell, and then when the price of Bitcoin stabilizes, this is when I'm going to just end up pouncing on Bitcoin and just getting to buy it. So this is obviously not a really good opportunity for you guys to buy because the price of Bitcoin is going to decline. So just be patient. It's going to be very, very obvious, and you guys are just going to be able to understand, okay, this is now time to buy, and then we are going to go way to the moon. So in terms of other projects, Litecoin, Ethereum, these projects are also going to do tremendously well because people are looking for alternative cryptocurrencies with bigger ROIs in terms of the profits that they are going to be getting. So cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, Litecoin, obviously those are the usual suspects. And if you take a look at Ethereum, right, obviously there's going to be the staking. I don't really know how far that is in terms of progress, but I'm sure a lot of people are anticipating that, and there's going to be like way too much demand in terms of Ethereum. But the thing about Ethereum is it doesn't really have a capped supply. So whenever those guys feel like increasing the supply, right, they might do that. So this is one of the reasons why Ethereum is not really one of those cryptocurrencies that you can really bet everything on because it doesn't really have like a fixed supply. So this is one of the reasons why I am very, very skeptical when it comes to Ethereum. So a lot of people also love Raven coin plus a whole lot of different cryptocurrencies. I'm not really going to talk about a lot of different alternative cryptocurrencies because I believe you guys are smart enough to figure out what other alternative cryptocurrencies are most likely to do very well. But during a bull run, trust me, everything goes up. Even Dogecoin is going to go up. Digibyte, everything, Poopcoin, it doesn't really matter. So during a bull run, everything just like literally goes up. So this is one of the reasons why we are supposed to be persevering, especially due to the fact that we are in a recession, and it's a very good opportunity for us to just sort of align ourselves and just try to come up with better investing opportunities. So what else did I have for you guys? Well, I think I talked about pretty much everything, yeah? So in case you guys have got more questions, what's up? Hell VDK, Bitcoin is a scam, shut it down. Well, shorting it right now, I don't know whether it can work. But obviously here we obviously experience quite a lot of resistance, yeah, because previously this is the place where we drastically dropped down all the way to this level right over here, yeah, and then maybe we might be forming some sort of bullish flag right now, and then maybe we might end up breaking this sort of resistance here, but I wouldn't bet on it because there are a lot of traders who are trapped like within this threshold right over here. So here there's obviously like a lot of people who are going to be either trying to break even and just get out unscratched if they didn't end up getting liquidated like right over here on this particular drop right over here. So this is one of the reasons why you guys just have to like sit it out and just wait for the institutional players to do whatever they're going to do. So if you guys are not cashing out by now, you should be thinking about cashing out because there is going to be like a sell-off right before the halving, or I don't really know whether the price has already been priced in right now. Maybe this is the halving hype right over here. Maybe this is the the highest price that Bitcoin is going to go at before the halving. So maybe we are supposed to be selling right now. So the best thing to do is if you are in profit right now, just remove a little bit of money off of the table and just be prepared to buy a little bit lower. So don't end up FOMOing right now because you should have been doing that a few weeks ago. You are 4 to 5 weeks late. So this is one of the reasons why you shouldn't really be trading, especially during these dangerous moments. So this is one of the reasons why I was reminding you to always learn to time the market. You can't really time the market in terms of indicators. You can only time the market in terms of finding extreme fear and extreme greed. Okay, so if you can learn to do that whenever there are rumors saying, okay, the price of Bitcoin is just going to continue going up high, maybe that's the time that you're supposed to be selling. And if you see that we are having dramatic drops, that's the only time that you are supposed to be buying. So this is one of the few lessons that I had to learn the hard way, because what really ends up happening is we end up trading in these particular areas where it is very impossible to be very profitable unless you guys are very good at trading very small time intervals. Like for example, if you're trading the 4 hour or if you are trading the 1 day chart. But this is very hard to do because everything just becomes so very hard to sort of look at, and if you blink then you might just end up losing everything. So I wouldn't, and I'm not going to be day trading or 4 hourly trading, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to be waiting for those situations where everybody's like way too pissed off, or whenever people are way too excited. So that's the very best. And dollar cost averaging is the ultimate winner, because you can never catch the bottom. So I don't really know what you guys think about this. So, what do you think about Hedera Hashgraph? Well, I think a few years ago there was a lot of hype in terms of Hedera, and right now I just don't really have like a lot of information about it. So let's try to look at some more information as far as it's concerned. So, CoinMarketCap.com, and what's the ticker? Is it like this? Um, okay. So the market cap is pretty undervalued, 179 million US dollars, 24-hour volume is 45 million, and the total supply is whatever that number is. If you look at the circulating supply, yeah, that is very, very minimal, and it really leaves a lot of things to be, I don't know. There's a large discrepancy between the circulating supply and the total supply, and I don't really know exactly when the full circulating supply is obviously going to be poured onto the market. So this could turn up being like it could end up being like Ripple, because Ripple is also one of those cryptocurrencies that has like a lot of supply. And what really happened is the people who had access to sort of getting the authority to buy a lot of Ripple, they really ended up just flushing it down, and a lot of retail traders ended up holding the bags. So you don't want to end up holding such a cryptocurrency in a very in a very wrong time, especially when the bag holders end up offloading it to the market. So if I were you, I would really time everything. I would probably invest in such a cryptocurrency when we are in an extreme bull market, like in 2018. Yeah, 2018, 2017, when everything was flying, when Ripple was trading at $4. That time everything was going up high. So this is one of the reasons why timing is very important. But if you take a look at the circulating supply and the total supply, of course, it's not really that ideal, and then you might just end up being a bag holder. So in terms of other alternative cryptocurrencies, I'm obviously going to be looking at Litecoin, the usual suspect. But in terms of the gains, right? So it's not really going to give you a lot of results. So this is one of the reasons why I just have to like do a very good detailed look at a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies that have potential, and then I'm just going to give those recommendations. But right now, I'm not really going to recommend anything, because I really understand how important money is, and when it comes to talking about such delicate issues such as investing and you guys getting to buy something, I just don't really want to like put out anything out there, because I understand the pain of losing money, because I've lost quite a lot of money. So you guys better do your own due diligence. I'm not really recommending anything. If you don't like Bitcoin, don't trade it, don't buy it. I do not really care. Okay, so anyhow, this is all I had for you today. I hope you guys are going to be extremely successful. I just want you to stay in the cryptocurrency sphere, especially in the next coming 2 to 3 years, because this is when a lot of people are going to end up making a lot of money, because the party just begins right after halving. Whenever the dust settles as far as the Bitcoin halving hype goes down, just keep on accumulating, just keep on finding those strategic moments where you can be dollar cost averaging, and then you guys are just going to do extremely well. Because if you bought Bitcoin around 2013 all the way to about 2016, right, you could have ended up doing well, and then the rest is history. So you guys already know what to do. And yeah, that's all I had for you. Take care, be good, stay blessed. And I'm obviously going to be talking to you tomorrow, because I'm going to be coming with more live stream, more content, and I'm just going to keep it consistent, because I am so pumped and I really want to add value to the community. So the other thing is, What I want you to do right now is click the link in the description box. It's going to take you to our Discord group. We have, a Signal group where we are going to be sort of trading, because I have like a few professional traders who have traded for like a lot of hedge funds, and these guys are like extremely, professional, and they are really really good at trading. So you can check out the Discord link in the description box below, and you guys can be part of the team and be part of the family as well. So looking forward to checking you out in the Discord group, and take care, be good, stay blessed, and talk to you a little bit later. It's been fun, and God bless you.